There you go. So we have a bit of scaling involved with RNG then.
Exactly.
Easily
So
said.
we know RNG's comp is going to do much better in the late game than what Rogue Warriors have to offer. Rogue Warriors will have some interesting avenues to play from when it comes to side lanes, especially with the Ekko, I mean, their whole top side, right? It's going to do quite well. So, but for Rogue Warriors, we definitely want to see them start getting ahead early on. They're going to have 2 pushing lanes in their soul lanes, so it's really going to open up Haro to look for these invades. And especially at that level 6 mark, when you even have the support coming out from ZWuJi and Lei, I'd say in a simple term, we want to see Rogue Warriors really like make the map big, right? Play out through all 3 lanes, to where for RNG, it's all about waiting for the Dragon, the Rift Herald to spawn, grouping as 5, and setting up for those team fights.
Okay, waiting for those objectives then for RNG. Game number 1, on the heels, on the cusp, whatever word you want to use. Development for RNG is so important. When we've seen glimpses of great Rogue Warriors, did Rogue Warriors get stumped down by BLG as well?
Yes, it was the BLG series. Oh, BLG killed both these dreams.
Yeah.
Oh, God, BLG's rooting my dreams, actually.
Oh, man. The team that you, in spring, said this is a team that should make playoffs, remember? Yeah. In the long run, we looked at BLG as such a big team. I mean, this split even, we looked at RNG as a playoff team. Like, I know a lot of fans did.
I think in my pre-split rankings, I actually had RNG out of playoffs. But once we
really?
saw RNG in the early half of the split, is when I really got on the RNG like hype train of like, okay, well, Xiaohu in the first 2 series was playing extremely well.
Yeah.
I think Xiaohu was actually the most consistent member of the roster this split, which is kind of weird to say because in spring he was one of the more, right, he was up and down. He was up and down.
He was slipping.
New coming in was I'd say a positive overall. He's looked very stable.
But seeing as we're going into game 1, we definitely want to see the best of RNG and Rogue Warriors for the development of the future. Into 2021, which I still can't believe we're in the 20s now. I mean, time goes so fast. I'm going to be dead soon, Lyric.
Oh, God, this got extremely morbid.
As depressing as when Rogue Warriors and RNG were knocked out by BLG.
I mean, we're the same age, so if you're going to be dead soon, I feel like I'm right there with you.
I'll race you to 100.
Oh, jeez.
I want the triple digits.
But, oh.
Okay, well, Shalom Bell over the wall means blue invade.
That's what it looks like, but I mean, for Rogue Warriors, their level 1 on top side is extremely strong. I mean, you have Jayce in the mid lane. Jayce, level 1, obviously having both forms available to him is going to be massive if they did go for an invade. And it looks like they were just looking for a potential like cheese play of, let's say Holder was already in the top side brush of just collapsing on him. He's not there. And Rogue Warriors realizing, hey, they have the strong level 1 top side. They're the ones looking for the invade. And look at your mini-map. We see Ming and GALA going the opposite way and getting some vision down.
Oh, Shalom Bao, though, he just quick drawed into the enemy. But it's fine. Holder only started with a Q. Wuming misses a shock blast, so walks away. Everything goes back to normality a bit as Haro starts on blue. Topside start here for Shalom Bao as well. I just want everyone to notice that Dark Harvest on Ekko in jungle is very much a WE base shung thing.
It's become very normalized now. We've seen Wei pick it up, and now with Haro picking it up, it definitely seems the way to go. Futures Market is also a nice secondary, getting you closer to that first AP jungle item because Ekko is one of those junglers. Your early clear is quite harsh, and you really come online once you do pick up that Runic Echoes.
I know in the past you've talked about how crucial that first item is. And when you talk about for Rogue Warriors, them getting this game rolling and how they play with an expanded map, a longer map, is going to be interesting to watch here, at least in the first 20 minutes of the game. Getting the ball rolling, simply put, as this bottom lane starts to get pushed out, as we also expected.
Exactly. So we expect to see RNG play around the spot side early on. I feel like we're just going to see Xiaohu Bao shadow for GALA and Ming. He's going to be able to pick up that bottom side Scuttle Crab most likely. And especially once that dragon spawns is when we're really going to see, you know, them using that bot fire to turn to dragon. But right now, Xiaohu Bao's looking for the invade.
He's going to be running head-to-head. As Haro is on his Krugs for now. He's actually just used the parallel convergence. Not sure about the phase dive here as Ward placed down for Brush Vision. Poke again. Smite taken down. The Krugs stolen for now.
Graves, of course, much stronger at this point in the early game up against the Ekko.
Oh yes,
God,
he is. End of the line. Trying to get around this time. Kench, has he walked too far forward? Parallel convergence in a great spot. Flashes away from the Tongue Lash priority as Lei has done the same. Still with flash available, level 1 Tahm. Eventually burns both his summoners. And now for Rogue Warriors bottom lane, they are direly low.
Hey, and these are two of our most aggressive early game teams still. I love I love the confidence coming out from Xiaohu knowing he wins that. He also obviously has the red buff compared to Haro's blue.
Nice.
Going a bit too far forward though and having to burn that flash was a bit of a mistake, but still nice to see the aggression coming out from Xiaohu and now turning that into a bot side Scuttle Crab. Potentially could even just walk through mid and go take that top side one as well, but
he's got
actually
so much to clear.
It does look like New is going to take it.
Okay.
So RNG's still going to deny a Scuttle from Haro.
Teleport used by Wuming meantime is trying to aim up. The shock blast. Xiaohu goes in for the shield, believes he can win the trade with Comet.
Oh,
Sends
wow.
the soldiers forward. Really nicely done. Haro comes in just to push out the wave and alleviate pressure for Wuming.
Yeah, and Xiaohu doing a great job of just realizing, hey, Jayce went on cooldown. I can look for this all. And now you talked about getting that shield from his E and looking extremely good overall. And Wuming already used his TP to get back to lane first. So he does not have a good window to just back right now and get back to lane. He would lose out on some minions compared to Xiaohu.
And look at all the corrupting potion stacks gone completely.
Well, and we see, so they realize this, and Haro is having to help him push out the mid lane so he can get off a reset.
Meanwhile, on the top side, Holder goes in with the slice and dice. PTA available on both these top laners, and they get to 1/3 of their health. Even a quarter there. Both with limited sustain as well as ZWuJi gets eaten up fighting.
We just don't stop hysterics. It just doesn't stop.
Still haven't had that first blood, but a lot of blood individually has been spilled.
Hey, let's remember, there's nothing at stake in this game.
Yep.
Play as aggressive as you want, make it fun. I'm all about it.
Oh, absolutely. You know what? You didn't even need to ask me. As Xiaohu with the invade. Bit of a CS lead already building up here on the Graves.
And I always bring this one up with Rogue Warriors, but I remember this series in spring was amazing. You and Dagda casted it. You guys were losing your minds.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, my memory is absolutely horrid, but look, I remember Rogue Warriors gave me many good games.
Rogue Warriors won it, actually, which was the surprising part.
It's coming back.
But, yep, we see GALA and Ming being able to take a bunch of turret plates. This is expected, right? We have the Karma up against the Tahm Kench, going to constantly push in this wave. Even the Ashe being able to spam volleys. We see both AD carries are low. And they're just going to play around this. I feel like we're going to see Xiaohu look for a full clear towards bot side and just pick up that Drake. I wonder if they're actually setting up for him to gank top with how New's playing so aggressively.
Sky Splitter was issued for the shield. PTA available again with the second part of the bite. Holder pops the pot. He does have a bit of lifesteal available.
I feel like Xiaohu is just going to come straight top. Like, he's heavy trading so much. Ooh, I'm wondering how close Holder's to 6, though, actually.
You can see the experience.
Oh, there it is.
There we go. And Xiaohu now back.
Yeah, that's, I was going to say, that's going to be a bit risky. I don't think New can back here, though. He'd end up missing out on a lot. Probably just, yep, I was going to say, just making Holder think.
It's hard when you do that. Thinking is the enemy of success.
It's an expected hysterics quote.
Yeah, it is. Shock Blast misses there as well. Xiaohu has the Emperor's Divide available, gets blocked back here. Parallel convergence out from Haro, who's constantly been hit.
And we haven't really, we talked about Rogue Warriors when playing on the top side, but I didn't set up the expectation of, we have AP jungle with AD soul laner, so we expect to see him actively ganking mid and top.
Yep.
I'd say top is the more assured one because Renekton does have CC as compared to Jayce who doesn't, so you're kind of hoping for RNG to just walk into the parallel convergence.
As dominance used, but under turret of a Volibear, Holder goes in with the flash, slices and dices. It's first blood at trading his life. Now that we have the 1-for-1, it's 4 versus 4 across the rift.
I guess, Xiaohu.
Divide is available, and Lei's just caught out. He's dead here. Ming gets the poke down, and Xiaohu wants to take the kill. Successfully does, Wuming with limited mana, but gets the phase rush too. Disengage. Poke, remember, from RNG is still there as ZWuJi misses the binding, runs on hit. His Q doesn't connect either. Wuming flashes in over the wall. Haro dies to GALA. And Rogue Warriors kind of running to their death as Xiaohu then flashes in as well. Gets Wuming. And ZWuJi manages to escape.
And Xiaohu's playing so well. Great catch onto Tahm Kench. Ends up sweeping the skirmish. Even look at the CS differential. Right now, Xiaohu's winning 20 as Azir against Jayce. Doing quite well, all coming from the, especially that TP when he came back to lane, forcing Wuming to share so much CS with Haro.
Yeah.
All of these advantages lead to this bottom side dragon for RNG, and this is what we expected the whole time, right? You had this proactive pushing bot lane. We saw Xiaohu doing quite well in mid, and RNG are just going to keep turning this into these neutral objectives.
Definitely dive straight to Rogue Warriors, though, when we set up their conditions in the early game, and now that they're 3k gold behind, a lot changes as ulti used onto Holder. Sky Splitter crucially connects. Solo kill from Big Boy New.
Oh, Haro.
Haro's in. Phase dive connects. He's going to get the movement speed with the Z drive resonance, but Haro doesn't have ulti, and it's a Volibear early game.
And also, Haro doesn't have any items yet, so he actually doesn't do any damage. So Nu just can't ignore him. And now we can expect RNG to even just get a Herald off of this, which this was supposed to be where the trade happens, where Rogue Warriors concede, okay, we're not going to get any early dragons with how the bot lane matchup goes. We're going to play for these early Heralds. We're going to start opening up side lanes to set up for this split push coming out from Wuming, coming out from Holder, setting up for these side lane two-man plays with Haro as well.
Yeah. Well, the serrated Dirk Jayce looks forward to the day, still 20 CS behind. And the kill that went over to Xiaohu enabled the early Sork shoes. But also that kill up in the top side for Nu is going to be devastating for Holder.
I also like the early tier 2 boots coming out from Xiaohu because we talked about, right, it is going to be a lot about his fancy footwork with making sure it doesn't get cut out by that parallel convergence. And Rogue Warriors still thinking they can go for this, but RNG can definitely contest, and they're still going to win out in the bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, Lei's just getting battered.
ZWuJi is level 6, though, so we do have the Dawning Shadows. He also does have TP, but, I mean, if ZWuJi did TP, they just lose bot tower, so
that's true.
Definitely feels like we got to look out for the Dawning Shadows more than anything.
As Holder now walking towards Nu, Haro is in over the wing. He now has the Chrono Break available. No Runic Echo still, though, so the damage limited. As versus 3 will now be the call as Wuming wants to jump on in. Slowed down thanks to the smoke screen. A bit of Cutlass action onto Nu, but that doesn't slow him enough. And now Xiaohu Bao is just going to kill this mid laner. The burn down, the collateral damage. Dawning Shadow was a year too late, as Holder's going to get smacked down as well. Xiaohu ready to run in, and Rogue Warriors are getting absolutely crushed. Chrono Break means no mana, and Haro accepts his fate.
He knows, and great play from RNG. Nu doing a great job to get out of the play, and showing by realizing, hey, the other two ran that way. I'm just going to kill this Jayce. Does a great job. Xiaohu was still waiting in the wings, very easily able to follow up, and I mean, hey, coming out from draft, we said this would go two ways, right? It would either be Rogue Warriors hard snowball in 20 minutes, or they get snowballed on. And, you know, we see which way the coin flip because, guys, it is a 5K gold lead at 10 minutes.
I didn't think it'd be this quick, you know. You're talking about...
I was expecting like a 20-minute coin flip, not a 10-minute 5K gold lead.
Or like technically 5-6 minutes, right? The fight bottom side that led to this, and then led to top, as Nu just didn't die.
Yeah, Nu walked in, gets the Q, is able to walk away. This also comes from, right, their top side 3v3 really has no CC. It's only Renekton's W, so they aren't able to lock him down. Yeah, at this point in the game, Ekko provides absolutely nothing, so Xiaohu Bao coming in, gets the burst off. I mean, you mentioned the Dawning Shadows. Maybe that's the Iron Y4, but Nu keeps going. Xiaohu now arrives, Holder is low enough, and they're able to clean up these nice 3 kills. And as you mentioned, Haro accepts. Haro knows he's dead.
But he stands there because he's a cool guy.
Well, you know, it's like, he's a warrior spirit. You know, you go down swinging and you accept your fate.
You know?
I guess he didn't go down swinging, actually. He just kind of stood there. But
I get it. I'm with it. RNG 5K gold, like you mentioned it, and, you know, it doesn't feel like Rogue Warriors are going to have any answers at this point.
I mean, at this point, RNG can do anything.
GG.
RNG can go do Herald. RNG can take Dragon.
Yeah.
Xiaohu Bao, any counter gank is going to win. We still see Haro not having his jungle item completed. Look at Xiaohu Bao. Has warriors as well as 2 longswords and boots.
Oh, boy. And with Blade of the Rune kicking here on GALA, he just 1v2ing.
Sunfire on Nu as well.
Yeah. Bounties across the board. Have another Herald. Turret plating still up. Every lane is getting plating. And Xiaohu's having such a great time with this Azir. When you're in Azir and you get early gold, what can't you do? Is this bottom turret's going to drop? First turret of the game just taken through sheer pressure. And Ming having a great time too, because Karma's hitting every shot. First turret of the game down, and we're now to 6K.
The thing is, they don't even need to reset with Dragon coming up in 20 seconds. They can actually just move in. They already have the bot side vision. And it's going to be a free Drake.
You know what the funny thing is? Teams like RNG and EDG, as soon as they're out of playoffs, as Enchanticle's arrow is going to land until he flashes.
RNG are looking for the quick game. I mean, dropping Herald already, paying no attention.
Run it into mid. Yeah. Why not?
Xiaohu already had the turret quite low, so it makes sense.
Is Herald going to survive? Oh, Shelly. People used to cry when Shelly died. I don't think they do anymore. I think we've become heartless as the League of Legends community.
I mean, now that we have 2 Heralds, I feel like...
But, you know, 2 lives dying is worse than 1. Life lost is that's life not gained.
I guess, yeah, that's... That
heartless community. Hey, back to my point. RNG, EDG, both get kicked out of playoffs. Both suddenly playing good League of Legends.
Especially for RNG, it makes sense to me because Xiaohu was always known as a player who crumbles under pressure. And even Xiaolongbao this split looks like that, to where when they feel the heat, this team isn't able to keep it up. And Haro right now looking for this play.
He's 3 levels below New. At least he gets the ult.
So this is one of the reasons why we see Volibear here prioritized over Set, to where I was talking about this the other day. We see NALCS put a higher priority on Set than Volibear.
Yeah.
So I talked to some teams about it, and they said the thing that's nice about Volibear compared to Set is the versatility with their ultimate, that it's not only, you know, a pseudo-engage tool, it also lets you get away from a lot of danger.
True.
So they feel like it's way more flexible of a pick.
Yeah, not as conditional, right? You choose. As also, the Omwrecker is a nice touch, you have to say. Especially since, you know, now in the early game it's 3 seconds instead of 2. As Holder might be in a bit of trouble. Xiaohu's coming in, the level 11 Azir. Yeah, that flash was a little bit too late. Goodbye. Have a nice one. And see you next time.
Yep, and now we're just going to see RNG default to having GALA and Ming answering waves in mid, and they're just going to be able to consistently push in and lean towards that top side, set up for Xiaohu to take the turret. RNG actually will probably just pick it up right now, so... Yep. I mean, the map's RNG's. For the side of Rogue Warriors...
Almost 5 in the top lane. Sorry, you were saying.
We're at a 10k gold lead at 15 minutes.
10. Close. 8.
Yeah,
that's okay. Math is hard.
We round up.
Oh, we do.
But
by the 5Ks.
Point is, Rogue Warriors are going to have to get to a point where... So right now, Wuming doesn't have TP, but you're going to just want to commit to one side, potentially give up on the other. So whether it is going to be Wuming and Holder looking for this play down bot along with Haro and, you know, potentially giving pressure to whoever it is top, Xiaohu or whatever, you're going to look for that. You also have the Abyssal Voyage available as well. So maybe Lei and Haro Abyssal Voyage in onto, you know, New's lane and look for a pickoff.
Yeah.
Though New is extremely tanky right now, as we highlighted. He's also making his way to a second item Triforce, but with how much RNG are snowballing,
will he get
it makes
there?
Sense.
I mean, will he even get to finishing the Triforces? Ming does miss. But GALA in the wing himself. Xiaolongbao is running through. It's a Cloud Rift. So with RNG full control, as Holder might be in a bit of trouble. Xiaohu happy in a side lane right now. With RNG in full control, Cloud in the enemy jungle is just a breeze. Quite literally.
That's going to be great, and we're just going to continue to see this play of where, you know, GALA and Ming are going to push out this mid wave. They're going to hover to the side of the jungle they're playing around, and they have this Enchanted Crystal Arrow that's going to come off cooldown. Xiaohu doing a nice job of getting out of there. And Rogue Warriors are just going to consistently be in a position where they have to concede.
As Holder gets hit once again, the Bladed Room King Renekton with no MR. But yeah, bottom lane is going to be the next thing they can see.
And once again, I expect GALA to just push out. He's going to walk into the spot side jungle, and he's just going to threaten the potential Enchanted Crystal Arrow onto Wuming. Wuming just has to play this far back. I mean, heck, even without GALA, honestly, you could probably just ult it. You have the shields for Ming there, and you have no vision on Xiaolongbao, so it's never safe.
What do you think is going to happen next year?
For who?
For RNG. What do you think is the success of this roster?
I honestly think they're in the toughest position of any team.
Why?
Because you look at their roster. Again, Xiaohu was the most consistent part of this roster this year. And whatever way you want to argue about Cryan, right now, I would say Xiaohu is a better player.
Absolutely.
For sure. Like, almost guaranteed right now. Sure, does Cryan offer more potential upside? So that's where you wonder about mid lane. You look at jungle, Xiaolongbao had high highs and low lows. It was very reminiscent of MLXG.
Yeah.
I would assume you want to commit to that because his amazing games were great. I remember he had a really good Nidalee performance recently. Oh, that was the one up against Top Esports,
in
actually.
Spring, he had some amazing Lee Sin games. I think even in summer, like we talked a lot about his Grave 2. Need to pause because Holder's just going to get sent back. Haro's in on the wing, trying to 1v2 Xiaohu. Not going to see that because there's no vision. Dawning Shadow. And a shutdown from Rogue Rose, not bad.
And we look at the minimap right now, right? Xiaohu is still pushing out aggressively past the river, while no one on his team is on the map aggressively. So we don't see New pushing out bot lane. We saw Xiaolongbao and Ming coming out from base, so a bit of disrespect coming out from Xiaohu, but when they are this far ahead...
When we're just talking about him being the right choice through mid, but...
I think it's very inarguable that he's been the most consistent member throughout summer.
Yep.
I would have given that to Ming earlier on, but I feel like in recent series we've seen Ming make a lot of mistakes, especially with positioning on some of these enchanters, which is pretty strange because this is where we know Ming to thrive.
It does feel like the voice of RNG has been the consistent problem.
Yes, exactly.
You know, the shot calling has been questioned in summer a lot. GALA is a good direction, in my opinion, as to where RNG could go with their high highs.
The thing is, GALA and Betty offer two different things. Betty offers a very stable AD carry if you want to play around, if you want him to play the weak side of the map and still show up massively in team fights, to where GALA is this AD carry that you can see really wants to play for the laning phase. So it's about, hey, if you want to play more towards the top side of the map, do you want to play more around bot? Like, what's the identity you want to build for your team? I feel like teams that try to build through being able to play through all their players is a bit unrealistic.
Very much true when you have the quality of players as RNG. New's going to set himself up into 3. This is a tanky Volibear who does a lot of damage as Wuming flashes away. And GALA's going to chase this one down as well. Down goes the mid. Down goes Herald. And Rogue Warriors now in a choke trying to get out themselves. 5 of RNG are channeling down. And that'll be the end of it. Rift Herald now available and no mid laner for 30 seconds.
I was going to say, RNG honestly could just turn mid with this next wave and potentially drop the Rift Herald. And they have really good siege potential as well coming out from Karma, Ashe, and Azir. Not a lot of wave clear, actually almost no wave clear on the side of Rogue Warriors right now. We have a Senna, doesn't really offer any good AoE abilities to clear the wave. Jayce as well, right? You have to throw out the accelerated shot glass. So RNG are going to have a heyday with wherever they want to drop the Herald.
My opinion on, oh no, Xiaohu. Okay, there we go. Finally got the red buff. Xiaohu highlight in the bottom of your screen. My opinion with RNG though, is GALA has the potential over many years to reach similar heights to someone like Uzi. He's that kind of player where he has a carry potential. Now, I'm not comparing him at this point because comparing any AD carry to Uzi, apart from maybe JackeyLove in his highest highs, is futile. It's just silly. I think Uzi still, and if he came back and was in similar form, still one of the best AD carries in the world, if not, alongside someone like Deft.
I'd say point is with your argument is GALA. I think GALA's shown some higher highs and some better, more memorable big plays than even a lot of our top 80 carries that we consider, like Huanfeng, like Zhomeng. So, again, I don't know who you change on this roster.
Hey, you know why Herald wasn't put down? Because they didn't get it.
Oh, they actually didn't pick it up?
Xiaohu walked past it like he smoke screened himself. As Baron starts, it's gone. And still here from Rogue Warriors. Can they do it? No.
Enchanted Crusader.
It's coming out, flies through, hits the 80 carry, and Rogue Warriors have just let this happen as Xiaohu ready to go in, but that's it for now.
Hysterics, it's not let this happen. They can't do anything.
Well, they're going to be eaten up as Lei gets ZWuJi out of there. He flashes away, and New comes in for the flank, and now with double flash being burnt, Xiaohu doing the same, running forward. RNG are going to decimate the rest of Rogue Warriors. Now they have a Baron, which is a bigger Rift Herald to try and end this game.
Yeah, I honestly think they're just going to end the game right now. 24-second death timer on Wuming. Hold her down for 30 seconds. 20-minute victory for RNG.
Absolute shellacking, to quote Spawn over in the OPL. What's LPL? The turrets go down and the Ardent Sensor applied. Rogue Warriors have been beat fair and square. New flashes in. And now back to the fountain as the Nexus laid bare for RNG to take a pre-22-minute game number 1.
I mean, great job from them, right? They played around their bot lane party really well.